everybody goes crazy. The audience goes crazy. Nikita Zoo goes crazy.
And I got to just stop you right there, Ed, because they started throwing stuff in the ring. The Aussies got to work on their garbage throwing. You Brits, you guys rock at that. I mean, that was an amateur garbage throwing effort. I was embarrassed for them. You got to either do it or don't. Come on.
They got to step up their game.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's a very important part of all this.
In England, we do that well.
His life has been just one amazing adventure after another.
Welcome once again to another edition of the Stand Up Guys. I am Patrick Robles. He is Edge Brown. Edge, happy Monday, sir.
Happy Monday. Instead of being here on a Sunday, we're here on a Monday, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and this is our second show in a row that we're not doing a Sunday. Last time we had to do it on a Saturday because it was football season. Football season's now over.
Oh, yes.
Football season's actually been over for 2 weeks since my Niners lost.
Oh, no, football season, soccer, the real football is not over till May, so we got some time to go.
Okay. So anyway, we are doing this on a Monday. So if it sounds a lot better than usual, it's because we had extra time to prep and we're in the pocket. If it sounds worse than usual, well, we're just, our biorhythms are off.
It's because we had extra time to prep.
Exactly. Start with a quick intro update on being on YouTube, and that seemed to be a good thing. The one thing is I used the YouTube, I used our transparent background, so it ended up being white. I'm going to make our next YouTube video so you look at it, it's just darker.
Oh, okay.
So you're not staring at big bright whatever.
Okay.
But other than that, then it went pretty well. No cleanup this time. Of course, last time I did mess up Kimbo Slice. So rest in peace to Kimbo Slice, a backyard boxer who did some MMA for a while. Yeah,
it was very exciting. He brought a lot of attention to the sport as well.
Yep. And I did have since we are doing this on a Monday, just a couple significant events this day in boxing history. Do you know either of them?
No.
So first of all, happy 67th birthday to Salvador Sanchez. Rest in peace.
Wow.
Born January 26, 1959. And do you remember what happened on this date in 2002?
No.
Vernon Forrest defeats Sugar Shane Mosley, WC welterweight title that he had won from De La Hoya.
Yeah, wow.
And also rest in peace to Vernon Forrest, of course. Yeah. But so got a couple of dates in boxing history. If we're going to do this on a Monday, we might as well have some stuff.
Two great boxers as well.
Absolutely. So rest in peace to both, and there's your bit of boxing trivia. So our last podcast, well, it ended on a bit of a cliffhanger because we were doing this on a Saturday, we were not able to watch Dalton Smith versus Subriel Matías, and we figured nobody would really care, and we were right because it was on pay-per-view, and it got how many pay-per-views, Edge?
17.
Well, 17,000. That's pretty good, man.
No, 17.
Oh, 1,700. Okay, I get it.
No, 17. 17. No zeros, just 17.
I would love to meet those people.
Well, this promotional company, they hadn't promoted before, and it was the pay-per-view was on ppv.com, which I'd never heard of before.
Which you probably have to sign up for and make a password and do whatever. And
the old promotion, they actually won the purse bids over Matchroom. Mm-hmm. Matchroom would have put it on DAZN, and these guys decided to put it on pay-per-view. The sales at the actual fight they weren't great either. Yeah,
it was at the Barclays Center, and obviously we always have links. It was dark.
Yeah.
You don't know if there was sold out or no, like they just had it dark.
Dark, yeah, you can see.
I'm guessing not a lot of people were there.
Yeah, I think they probably lost their shirt on this promotion, and that promotion company probably won't be promoting again. They should leave it to the guys who are more experienced to do that.
Well, not only that, Dalton Smith, Subriel Matías, which we'll get to the fight in a moment. I mean, after the fight with Smith won by, was it a 5th round KO? I mean, you Brits were excited, but it wasn't like nothing crazy, nothing you're going to buy a pay-per-view for or fly out across the Atlantic for, right?
But I think if Dalton Smith is from Sheffield in England, he could have sold out a stadium for the fight. He's pretty popular.
Oh, absolutely.
In that city. And he's built a career because he's actually won an English, British, European, and now a world title. So he's done it all in sequence. And he's a really good fighter. And I think Matchroom by not promoting it, missed out and giving him the exposure that would have benefited his career.
And I mean, this fight, despite nobody, I mean, you could see it, but despite nobody buying the pay-per-view, this did a lot for his career. Because I mean, beating Subriel Matías, who I want to say I had Subriel Matías winning, and my thought process was right because, he's on the drugs. He has the special gloves, but he didn't have his drugs. He didn't have his special gloves. I should have taken that into consideration.
Yeah, before thing. Yeah. But even that, without that, I mean, Dalton Smith dropped him, and which is Matías never been down before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And it was a brilliant performance by Smith. It really was.
Yeah.
Which is, available to watch on YouTube if you want it.
Well, I hope that gets a lot of coverage on YouTube and he gets the exposure that he deserves.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, so Smith finally arrives, and 17 buys. That's something.
That's got to be historic low.
Okay. So what obviously is the big thing to talk about? So Friday night, Zuffa boxing premiere. Now, you were in Miami Friday night. You were probably at the club till 4 a.m, VIP section, rubbing elbows with celebrities, God knows who else. Were you able to see this?
No, I watched the fight. I didn't watch the whole event. I was actually watching the fight on my phone, and I watched the main event, the Callum Walsh fight.
All right, we're going to cover all this and talk about all this. Edge, where would you like to start on this event?
Well, I think one thing, put it in the Apex Center at the UFC, which is a very small arena, and watching the fights there, it looked like watching like a high school basketball game. That's the kind of atmosphere that it had, and I think that kind of was against the quality of the fights. So
definitely, I think they would have benefited from, the kind of places where Pro Box TV goes, like that type of a auditorium arena. I'm very proud of the metaphor I came up with because they do usually do the MMA fights in the Apex, but they altered the actual interior of the Apex, obviously, to accommodate for TV. So UFC, and I'm going to say Zuffa and UFC throughout this analysis, they're interchangeable. So if I say UFC, Zuffa, same thing, but Zuffa/UFC, instead of making boxing bend to them, they physically altered, their home base to bend towards boxing.
Yeah, I think that to get more fans in there. But then again, it's still not enough fans. So that's, again, it's like that college, when you go to a high school basketball game and you walk in there, the arena, it's just totally had that feel, and it didn't seem like a professional event.
If you, even in a smaller venue, if it's done right, it could still be something, and this obviously wasn't it. The main event, Callum Walsh versus Carlos Ocampo, wasn't going to get like that type of crowd in there.
No. But, I mean, and all the fights were 10 rounders. There wasn't a fight there that you go, okay, this is a title fight. This is a fight I want to see. I think you need that element there to get people excited, and that was missing.
But that's the thing. I can promise you, Max Kellerman was excited. Okay. You were watching on your phone. Were you able to hear the commentary?
Overly so. Commentary. I think at one point he compared Callum with Roy Jones Jr., Callum Walsh to Roy Jones Jr., and I was like, how can you say those two names in the same sentence? That's kind of, I don't get what he, I mean.
Well, do you know what I think was kind of emblematic of it was they did the ring arrival for Callum Walsh and Carlos Ocampo. Now, ring arrival is when you're at Wembley or whatever, and they're coming into the parking lot, and it's a big pay-per-view. I don't know where the Apex is, but the parking lot looks like your average, like Best Western, or it's a tiny little parking lot. Just the visual is horrible. Yeah, they're like, it's the arrivals, and you cannot elevate everything.
No, it looks like they were walking into a Best Buy or something. But
so Kellerman and also Joe Tessitore to a lesser extent, they were just trying to make everything seem like just this amazing
overhyping stuff. Yeah. I mean, Kellerman got a lot of flack online for it,
and deservedly so, because we love our Max Kellerman. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Kellerman, Max Kellerman. I don't know, hyping this up on one of these DAZN shows that nobody watches.
The ring show.
Yeah, that nobody really watches, but you see clips of. And he was talking about, hey, Dana White was right. Every pay-per-view is like a going out of business sale. And for years, the fans have just felt like cheated. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, who was in the forefront when the fans were getting cheated? Who was like the face of every one of those pay-per-views where everyone was getting cheated?
You're calling those fights,
and now you're telling us, well, it's going to be different this time.
Yeah, it's kind of
a
little bit of hypocrisy goes a long way, right?
Right. I thought it was well organized.
Yeah,
like the fighters were just coming out real quick. I like that because sometimes boxing shows you can just be like, what's going on? You know, I like that. It's still despite the glazing, it's a good broadcast team.
It's a very good broadcast team.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Antonio Tava, Andre Ward. You know, they got Mike Copenhagen as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's a good broadcast team.
I did have something for the suggestion box. I think I texted this to you. If you're going to try and tell us how competitive these fights are, during the intros, don't have like the minus 1,600 odds, next to some guy. Because then you're literally telling us, no, this is not competitive.
Not a competitive match,
Yeah, so that's just one for the suggestion box.
But again, if you see the minus 1,600, put $10 on that guy, just in case.
Exactly. The shorts, what do we think about the shorts?
I'm not so mad about the shorts. I know people are, but they have to wear the Zuffa shorts.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, in the 60s, that's when Everlast got big into boxing on TV. And one fighter wore black Everlast shorts, the other one white Everlast shorts. And if you look at early Muhammad Ali fights, he had the white shorts on and his opponent would have the black ones on. So I think it's similar to that. So I really don't take offense to that.
I have a personal bias on this because in the early days of the UFC, they let these fighters, wear logos and whatever and ads from like maybe you had a friend who had a t-shirt shop or graphic design stuff and you could make a little extra money that way. And, these guys boxers don't make a lot of money. Young UFC fighters, they don't make a lot of money, and it's a way for them to get a little extra income. And Dana White killed all that and said logos only. And, and then because of that, I mean, UFC like approved logos only. And then, our good friend BB Etzler is forced to dress up head to toe in the UFC gear.
They signed a deal with Reebok, right? So the UFC was getting money for the fights, which they wasn't. I think he's paying a little bit of it to the fighters, but no, the UFC were getting most of that money.
So I think that logo stuff is just a nice way for that fighter to make extra money.
Yeah.
It took me a while to notice because like I was you always look for the trunk colors.
Yeah.
When on TV, and it was just always black versus white. I'm like, is it? And that's when I'm like, oh, it is black versus white the whole time. Yeah, black versus white. Their last name on the waistband, and then with the little Zuffa insignia back. So
we gotta say that we've been watching one since we've been doing the podcast, and everybody has to wear the one shorts.
Yeah.
In the fight. I mean, although they're different colors.
Right.
So I mean, I'm not too upset with that. I think it's okay. But if they pay the fighters the right amount of money, then it's definitely okay.
Any thoughts on the fight themselves? I have all of them here. Is there anyone did you want to talk about other than the main event?
I just watched the main event, so I didn't see the other fights. But everybody said they were pretty, didn't get you out of your seat when you were watching them.
They were fine. I'm not going to say it was like a horrific card. It was fine.
Yeah.
All the fights were fine. The earlier fights, the 6-rounders, were actually oddly competitive for 6 rounds. A lot of times you could see some mismatches because you're trying to set someone up. Yeah. When they ask the immortal trivia question, what was the first KO in Zuffa history? That would have been Omar Trinidad versus Max Orlanes, and that was a TKO in round 10. And I forget the referee's name off the top of my head. He actually did a really good job of reffing. He was like, between the 9th and the 10th, he's like, hey, why don't we call this? He was actually trying to talk the corner into it.
Yeah.
And the corner's like, nah. And like, as soon as the guy got into trouble, he stopped it. And I thought it was really good reffing.
Yeah.
And it was really good in the corner. Come on, guys. What are we doing here? Come on. Yeah. So, main event, what'd you think?
Decent fight. I mean, Ocampo's like kind of... he's a veteran and he's trying, and Walsh is a younger fighter, like a little more energy, threw more punches, won comfortably, but again, it wasn't anything that I'd rewatch.
Yeah, once again, it was fine.
Yeah.
You did want to see if Ocampo made it out of the first round. That was kind of a big deal. Other than that, yeah, it was fine. Let's see here. Watching on TV, people had problems with the ads. You have any problem with the ads? I actually paid for the ad free
Paramount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I do get because I'm watching something live. I'm
Yeah.
still going to get ads. I get that, but when I pay for my ad free, I would prefer
no ads.
No ads means no ads,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. But they they want to make their money, so the ads. But I remember, we're both old enough to watch fights on ABC, and so we've used to seeing those ads before.
Which is another thing I wanted to bring up. So we are old enough to remember fights being on network TV, and way back when you had ABC, NBC, CBS, and after a long thing, cable TV, this, whatever, CBS is now basically Paramount Plus. Yes, I know CBS still exists on cable TV or whatever, but CBS is essentially Paramount Plus. And after 40 plus years, we finally got back to basically boxing on network TV.
Exactly,
I thought, yes, you have to pay for it and whatever, but I really thought, it's back on network TV. And if they can get a lot of people watching, that is how you build up superstars, and that's how you put people in the zeitgeist. And Dana White does know how to do that.
Well, he said as well that some of the main events for the big events for UFC will actually be on CBS as well as Paramount because they're the same company.
Yeah.
So if he does that with boxing, some big boxing fights, and they go on CBS and people don't have to pay for them, that'd be a good thing.
All right. Jai Opetaia, what are we thinking about that signing?
It's a good signing. I mean, he's like one of the top prospects in boxing right now. So it's a very good signing. It depends on who they match him up with.
Yeah, I am a huge fan, of Jai Opetaia. What'd you think about what Paulie Malignaggi said about like Jai really doesn't make a lot of money? Or?
Yeah, before he said he'd fight somebody for nothing. There was that Callum Billum Smith, English fighter.
Yeah.
He said, "I'll fight him for nothing." Just go, and I think he actually meant it. He's kind of one of those guys.
He's kind of a happy-go-lucky. He just likes to fight, and that's actually the last guy you want to fight. The guy's doing it because he likes it. You want the guy who really doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great signing, but it is interesting that first thing Dana White says is, "Hey, we're going to let him fight for the other belts," because his whole thing was like, "Hey, we're not recognizing the other belts. We're off on our own, whatever." But with Jai's like, "Yeah, no, he can." Plus, he's already the IBF cruiserweight titleist.
Oh, yeah. Well, the big fight coming up in May is between Zurdo Ramirez and David Benavidez.
Yeah.
And that's for the two of the belts that are at cruiserweight, with Opetaia having the other two. So that fight after May, you think Opetaia would want to fight the winner of that fight?
And I think both those guys might have some problems with Opetaia because both those guys are actually like big super middleweights.
Yeah.
And Opetaia is just kind of like a small heavyweight.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's kind of, I think Opetaia as well. I mean, I'm signing him because Opetaia is going to move to heavyweight. And with the young crop of heavyweights, that are coming up, because you got the older guys like Tyson Fury, Joshua Usyk, they'll retire soon. And then you'll have, like Itoma, Richard Torres, and Opetaia would fit into that mix really well. So it could be in some massive fights.
Justice Hooney as well, even though he just lost. They're both Australian, or from that part of the world. So do you have any thoughts about who Zuffa might sign next? We came up with our profile, probably our Zuffa profile, what we think they're kind of going for what they've got so far. They want more physical, TV-friendly styles like a Jai Opetaia, someone obviously who's marketable, and then someone who's available and is just like in a weird spot in their career. Maybe they're not feeling like they're getting enough exposure or whatever. I have two right now. But.
Well, they just made because Bam Rodriguez, his contract with Matchroom ran out, and they made an offer to him.
Yeah,
and I think Matchroom said they're going to match it. Matchroom said they signed Bam Rodriguez, but then his trainer Robert Garcia said it hasn't been signed yet. They made the offer, but it hasn't actually been signed. So
now apparently they're speaking with Usyk as well.
Yeah.
Anything they do with Usyk, they would not be signing Usyk. They would be partnering with Usyk, don't you think?
Yeah, there would be, definitely. Yeah, It's a big name. He's heavyweight champion. But then again, in the US, they'd want more like US fighters. I think be more into their market for American television, for Paramount TV. So signing like Eastern European, no matter how great he is, not going to appeal to the general like US audience.
So do you have any thoughts on who else they might be who might sign under those circumstances?
Yeah, I think they'd probably go for that Richard Torres, who won the silver medal in the Olympics, heavyweight. He's going to fight an eliminator against Frank Sanchez. If they sign Richard Torres, who's with Top Rank, who I don't know what they're doing right now, but it's not very good.
Yeah.
If they could sign him, that would be a big signing.
Yeah. Well, we got someone fighting in a couple of weeks, but I think Bakram Murtazliev would be perfect because he wants to fight. He's not getting a lot of fights, and that's just the type of style they like. And you already know Dana White, likes the Russian guys or whatever. And then I'm drawing a blank once again. Who's the guy Canelo just fought that threw the parade for himself?
Berlanga.
I think Berlanga would be a good one for
That'd
him
be
too.
a good one, yeah.
He's definitely marketable.
Yeah. But the two guys that Canelo fought, Berlanga and
Munguia. Jaime Munguia.
Yeah, because if they sign those two and those two fought, that would be a big fight.
Yeah, and I think actually Munguia could work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Tim Zoo's already spoken for, but Tim Zoo could be like another guy.
Yeah, he definitely is big in Australia. Fighting out there in front of those big crowds, that'd go over well.
Okay. Any final thoughts on Zuffa? Like just overall, it looks like the next fight is going to be February 1st, and it will be Jose Valenzuela versus Diego Torres.
Yeah, these fights. I mean, that fight again is another one that doesn't really move the needle. But I mean, I'm still open to Zuffa doing well. We'll see what they do, within the next year.
Well, I think as boxing fans, we want them to do well. We want them to continue on. So, we'll see. Overall, it was. I think for Dana White, it was just such a kind of like small, controlled rollout. You'd think he's so much more bombastic and would have like made much more of a splash. But I would just say it was fine.
Yeah, I think he did it small because he hasn't got the fighters.
Right.
I think he needs fighters that can really kind of think. But I remember his first boxing event that actually promoted was the Canelo Crawford fight.
Yeah.
So and that was a big. I mean, that was the biggest fight of last year.
And then being at it was well done. Yeah. So, let us know in the comments what y'all think. We would love to hear back from you. I'd also like to thank our good friend Tommy for participating, and then Andrew, you were supposed to participate too. You didn't. So. Yeah. It's not that hard, Andrew.
You're playing raspberries at Andrew.
Okay. So we got all kinds of stuff to talk about. As of today, so that's it for Zuffa, but we got like a lot of stuff to talk about. But as of today, it looks like your boy Tank Davis, which I guess is now just a reoccurring segment along with our drug testing segment. It's Tank in Trouble. He is a fugitive from U.S. Marshals. Yeah,
they've got a warrant out for his arrest, and he's gone missing.
So what I don't get is normally when you have any type of money and any type of celebrity, you get your lawyers together, you turn yourself in, you pay the bail, and the lawyer does a little press conference on the courthouse steps. And my client will be vindicated, let the process play out. It's all big misunderstanding. He's cooperated fully, blah, 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 blah. What is Tank doing?
I don't know. You've probably seen Adrian Broner lately and said, "Hold my beer."
I guess so. I don't even get how this works for you strategically. I would like what the advantage is to being a wanted fugitive. You can't fight. You can't make public appearances. I'm going to laugh if he shows up at Super Bowl week. Like it's just
probably.
Like I can see it happen.
Be surprised.
Is there a reward involved? Can we fund this podcast for the year?
I wouldn't know where to find him.
So, but I don't know like what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of being a fugitive from justice. It's kind of it's some boxers get into trouble, but this is a low bar.
Yeah, it's crazy. What else we got? We got Brian Norman Jr. They changed trainers.
Yeah.
I guess not let his dad go or moved on from his dad. His dad's not going to.
Well, his dad's brought him a long way, and he's been doing very well. And he had the hiccup against Haney, and I think after that decided he needed a change, and he's gone to Derek James, right? Yeah.
That it is Derek James.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
he was a great trainer.
No, he's an awesome trainer. I don't like the ideas like you have one loss and it's like an extinction level event. It shouldn't be, especially a loss to Devin Haney.
Yeah, but I think the fighters that get trained by their dads, there's always something going on there that's different. I mean, it's a hard thing to do. He's your father and he's your trainer, so that relationship dynamic can get a little tricky. So it was probably because of that.
Well, I mean, he extricated himself, I guess, at the right time, because he's still only 23, 24.
Yeah, he's very young.
Yeah, Brian Norman's got a great career ahead of him. And Derek James, I think, could do great things with him. So I guess I wasn't even aware that he had actually hired Derek James. Yeah. Okay. Which, by the way, is one of the things, when you're trying to research any boxing story, like the New York Times is not covering this.
No.
It's this patchwork of websites and little blogs, and there's like a X post or whatever. Yeah. So you got to stitch it together.
Yeah, you got to get all the information. You got to search for it. Yeah.
Let's see. We had the Ali Act maybe getting
changed.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to roll through, and that's once again related to Zuffa.
Yeah, and I think they had Lani Ali, Muhammad Ali's ex-wife, come out in support of the changes. So
yeah,
that's a big thing.
Well, one of the reasons you even have this, I guess, is it's supposed to be like to protect fighters. Yes,
it's supposed to be.
And if I'm not mistaken, just 2 episodes ago, we had a conversation about sanctioning bodies and what they are versus what they're supposed to be,
and what they actually are.
What they are. I only bring this up because you brought this to my attention. There was in the UFC, you had a guy try to cut weights by the name of Cameron Smotherman.
Yeah,
Smotherman. Am I reading that? Yeah, Cameron Smotherman. He makes the weight and then collapses on the scale.
Yeah,
which is just unacceptable. But then on the other side, on the co-main event of Matías versus Cruz, which we'll cover later, you had Khalil Cole versus Jesse Hart, and this guy Khalil Cole, he's over by 8 pounds.
8 pounds, yeah. And Hart still took the fight, wanting to fight him, but
which is great, but it shouldn't be up to the opponent.
No.
So this gets back to what a sanctioning body is versus what it's supposed to be. It's a sanctioning body supposed to come and say, this fight is not happening.
Yeah.
8 pounds is unacceptable. Or we'll try and find you a last minute replacement, and you could have.
Yeah, but the thing is with fighters that cut weight, they lose 25% of their purse if the fight goes ahead, and then the opponent gets that 25%.
Oh no,
So he probably wanted the money. He's like, okay, I'll still fight him. I think I can beat him anyway. And
well, like I said, I'm sure all that happened. And hey, give Hart some extra money for his troubles.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if we're concerned about fighter safety and we're concerned about following the rules, because when it's time to shake down Terrence Crawford for his sanctioning fees, well, we got to follow the rules.
Yeah.
There's a process in place. But then when something like this happens, well,
I'll make it up as I go along.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we spoke very much about what sanctioning bodies claim to be, and then what they are, and so that's why I was Team Crawford before. I'm even more Team Crawford now. If you want to be consistent all the way across, fine. Then Crawford's got to pay you and whatever. I'd be like, but no, you make it up as you go along.
Yeah, but it's WBC. I mean, they come up with some crazy stuff. Remember when Conor Benn tested positive? They said
for eggs. We all eat eggs. We all eat eggs. I had eggs yesterday.
The WBC said it was for eggs, and Conor Benn says, no, that's not what happened. That's not my excuse.
Right.
But they're actually providing an excuse for someone who's accused of, using performance-enhancing drugs, which is crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I went and looked at my notes about what bodies are supposed to be and what they're not. I'm not going to read it off again. You can listen to it was the Edge's birthday podcast. We talked about it, but it's very upsetting to see that happen.
Oh yeah.
And then speaking of upsetting, who I want to get both the fighters' names right here. Nikita Tszyu versus Michael Zarafa.
Oh my goodness.
So we have the highlights, and you only need to see the highlights, and make sure you have your audio turned up. Do you want to take this one, Edge?
It's really, really funny. And it's kind of funny because Michael Zarafa, did a little research into him, and he's an experienced fighter. His record is 34 and 5.
Okay.
All right. The losses he had, he only suffered two knockouts. And the people he lost to, it's crazy. It's Cal Brook, Peter Quinlan.
No shame. No shame.
Yeah, no shame. I mean, he's kind of been fighting a good fighter. He's been a pro since 2018. He's got to top level. And all of a sudden, if he lost to Sandy Lara, which is he's,
Oh, yeah.
he's been fighting great fighters, and then in this fight he quits.
Well, he got a boo-boo, Edge. We saw it was a boo-boo.
What was happened? The doctor went up to him and said, "Look, are you okay?" And he said, "I can't see."
3 times.
Yeah, he said, "I can't see, I can't see, I can't see." Right?
And by the way, I don't even know why the doctor was looking at that owie. I mean, I fell down on my bike like 2 weeks ago. I have a worse owie as we speak than he had on his eye.
But he's 3 times. He's like Peter denying Jesus, right? He's like, I can't see, I can't see, I can't see.
Yeah.
And they stopped the fight, so everybody goes crazy. The audience goes crazy. Nikita Zoo goes crazy.
And I got to just stop you right there, Ed, because they started throwing stuff in the ring. The Aussies got to work on their garbage throwing. You Brits, you guys rock at that. I mean, that was an amateur garbage throwing effort. I was embarrassed for them. You got to either do it or don't. Come on,
they got to step up their game.
Exactly.
Definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's a very important part of all this.
In England, we do that well, very well.
So they interview Zuffa.
So after he's told the doctor 3 times, I can't see, they interview Zuffa, and he goes like, Zuffa says, I don't know why the referee stopped the fight. I wanted to continue. And everybody just heard him, whether he probably didn't realize that there was a microphone.
He goes, I told him I was okay, man.
Yeah, I told him I was okay. I wanted to fight on. So it was very thing. And then he got a lot of abuse in Australia. And Tim Zua was giving him a lot of stick.
Yeah.
Actually came out and made a comment saying, we need to lay off this guy. He's taking too much heat.
I did. Which is funny is I saw the Tim Zhu statement before I even knew what happened. So I was kind of like, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I told you to watch it.
So this brought me to, and I had to find this, when Regis Prograis fought Joseph Diaz Jr., Joseph Diaz Jr. had an actual owie on his face, where if they would have just stopped it right then and there, it was fine. Joseph Diaz Jr. goes to the corner. The doctor looks at him, and Joseph Diaz Jr. completely flunks the test. The doctor holds up the 2. How many 2? He's 1, and then 4, 3, and like and then, go ahead.
Yeah, fine.
And I think that's the thing, and I feel bad because, you do a podcast long enough, you'll start contradicting yourself, and I'm all about fighter safety, and I don't want to see anyone get hurt. But, a real fighter's going to lie.
Oh, yeah.
Our eyeball could be hanging out, and a real fighter's going to say, I can see no matter what. Is that a good thing? Actually, I mean, it's pretty admirable.
Well, I've done that. I mean, I've had swelling in my eye, and the doctor says, "Can you see?"
Yeah.
And I was standing in the corner, and the cornerman, by my legs, he was hitting me the number of fingers he had up. So he put up 2 fingers, he hit me on the leg twice. 2.
Nice.
He put up 1, he hit me 1. I mean, and like everybody does that. That's the thing, because you want to,
because you want to fight.
You want to fight, yeah.
So I mean, I think that's really to see a fighter who basically isn't even bleeding, and then do that, you're like, dude.
And it was early in the fight as well. I mean, there wasn't a lot of action that went on, and he could have continued. And I see why Tim Zhu was upset, because Tim Zhu against Fandora.
Yeah.
I mean, he was losing gallons of blood.
Oh yeah, it was like a horror movie.
Yeah, and he kept going. So for this to happen, we can tell why he was upset.
Yeah. So we have the highlights in the comments. We have podcast links in the description. You got to check it out.
It's funny.
It's funny. And then you saw, well, I was going to ask, you saw my little thing last Friday where I was like telling everyone that, hey, our show's going to be late.
Yeah.
And one of the things I was talking about, I was in San Francisco. San Francisco's had a busy non-week in terms of heavyweight fights, because as of a week ago, we were going to have Wilder versus Usyk outside the Civic Center
for free,
and the biggest crowd ever. Actually, I don't live in San Francisco. I'm a San Franciscan to my heart. I do not live in San Francisco, but so I'm not going to say our idiot mayor. That idiot mayor, Daniel Lurie, actually makes a what do you call it, a video with someone hyping this up
with the promoter,
who I'm sure donated something somewhere, but
Well, I think Daniel Laurie's trying to promote everything in the city and small businesses and everything.
Yeah.
So everything that happens, he kind of jumps on it and puts it on social media.
Yeah.
And so these promoters said this thing was going to happen, and he's got a deal with YouTube to film it live, and that's where they were going to get the money from YouTube for it. And
well, no, because as of a couple days ago, Deontay Wilder will be fighting Derek Chisora April 4th in London. So
wait, hold on. So Derek Chisora and Deontay Wilder have signed contracts.
Yeah.
But then again, Frank Warren, who has a contract to Derek Chisora, says he's under contract for me, so this fight is not going to go on. So we've got to wait and see if that happens.
Yes. So that's where we are. So it might happen.
It might happen.
This is very, I guess, indicative of heavyweight boxing and the heavyweight boxing scene.
We don't know what's going to happen.
And this is the same thing where somehow Usyk's always fighting for the undisputed title, even though he never loses.
Every fight.
He's undisputed again. So are we gonna be able to sit ringside if they do that heavyweight thing? We're gonna
hopefully, but let's see what happens, because it doesn't sound like that's going to happen. I don't think these fights, because both Usyk and Wilder said that the guy they had initial talks, like, mentioned it.
Yeah, we talked.
And then nothing happened after that. No contracts or anything. So
exactly, one of them was like, I really don't even know who this guy is.
Yeah, so it's not. It doesn't look like that's going to happen.
That would be really cool if it did. Even if it wasn't even outside the Civic Center, if they just did it, Chase Center or whatever, that would still be, really cool to see.
Well, I remember last year they were going to have a Riyadh season and Alcatraz, and that hasn't now happened either. So
I can tell you they're no longer talking to the Alcatraz people. I did ask my source. I mean, it's just they're just not doing anything right now.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
I think after the Times Square thing.
Yeah, that debacle. Yeah.
Yeah. So, was there anything else you wanted to talk about boxing?
No, that's about it now. Apart from fights upcoming.
Well, we want to talk about this. What was it? Murtaia versus Andy Cruz. Raymond Murtaia.
Yeah.
And it was funny. Murtaia, he was the one that Robisi quit against, right? Robisi Ramirez. Yeah. And it's fun. I'd forgotten who he was.
Oh yeah.
I had to look in my notes, like who was Raymond Murtaia.
Solid fighter. You're a Robert Garcia fighter, so he's a good fighter.
I will not make that mistake again after this fight.
Oh, yeah.
Great performance, because we've seen Andy Cruz fight twice in person. Yeah. And I'm a big fan of Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz wore the denim shorts, a la Stephen Fulton.
Oh, he did, yeah.
It's like I guess that's becoming a thing now. But Murtaia, wonderful performance.
It was a very good fight, close fight. Some of the rounds are hard to score because both of them had really good moments in a lot of the rounds. But, I think at the end of it, the right fighter won the fight. So,
yeah, I saw most of this is just Murtaia on the front foot. I mean, Cruz boxing well, but just that pressure, like when you're scoring a fight especially over 12 rounds, I think that's going to win you the fight. And it certainly looked like I feel like the right guy won.
Yeah, I think Andy Cruz is not big enough for 135.
Yeah,
I think if I move down to 130 would suit him well, I think.
Yeah. And I think he can still make 130.
He can still make 130, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he should do that.
Yep. Great fight. Murtaia wins by majority decision, not unanimous.
Well, one judge gave it even 114, and one judge named Cheatham, which is
I know.
thing, scored it 118, 112. So I don't know what he was watching.
Right.
And then the other judge scored it 116, 114, which was the correct score.
Right. I mean, the one guy having to draw, that's a little generous, but I'm not.
Not mad at that. No.
There are a lot of rounds that could have gone either way. Okay, we're gonna do one Friday fights. We should have told you this at the top, but we're tinkering around the edges. This is how we're gonna start doing our one fights in general. Well, actually, probably just one Friday fights. We will do one fight and one fight only that we talk about, and then we will each give our honorable mention. Honorable mention, we're not going to give you the results. We'll just say why we had our honorable mention, and we don't know our honorable mentions, although they could be.
Yeah, it could be the same.
But definitely for one Friday Night Fights 138, we had Tana Hanek versus Kun Pon, which was interesting because the ref had to tell him to mix it up early. Because if you're not giving enough action, he'll be like, hey, and. It's nice to see people listen to the ref, I guess.
Straight after.
Oh my God. I mean, almost like immediately Kun Pon gets dropped. Then Tana Tonnenek gets dropped at the end of the first, and after that, they just start going at it.
Yeah. That's kind of
I have it as a slobber knocker.
I compounders with like the taller fourth fighter as well, and like they're both southpaws, so they're both landing that straight left, and both of them landed it well. But most of the knockdowns were flash knockdowns. They went down, they got straight back up, and went to fight. But it's such an exciting fight.
Yeah, well, basically by the third, Kunpong got dropped again, and finally, but it was just one of those guys. Someone was going to drop eventually. So that was Tonnenek versus third round KO. Do you have a honorable mention for us?
Yeah, the one I got the Masdor versus Ridio, which was a kickboxing fight. No, that was a Muay Thai fight.
Okay.
And then the other one was the Cho versus Shoto, which was a kickboxing fight, which was a Korea versus Japan, which was a great fight.
Oh yeah, those are always fun. And why did you have those?
Just because the action in those fights, and there was knockdowns, plenty of action. So I tell people, if you want to check out any fights on the card, check out those two.
And I had Tong Lampoon versus Koatao, and it was a good fight. I don't want to ruin it, but yeah, it's good stuff. All right, so then we had one fight. So while I was watching the Zuffa thing, right, I was like, I'm missing one fight night.
Yeah,
because it was going on almost at the same time, and we had our boy Abdullah Diakayev in the main event, and we are big fans of Abdullah Diakayev, but we have to talk about the co-main before that with his Kongchuni versus Asadullah Imangzaliev. And we actually, Asadullah Imangzaliev is a favorite of ours because he's the one who did early on
the axe kick
into
the spinning
back fist.
Yeah.
And by the way, he landed that axe kick again, but this guy Imangzaliev, oh my goodness, man. Just drops Kong Turnee with a brutal body punch, wins in the second round.
Yeah. I mean, he got him with the push kick right before, right? So that was and
it's funny, when he hit the push kick, I'm like, oh, did he hit him low? Because the reaction was so immediate. I'm like, oh, he must have hit him low. I'm like, nope.
No,
did you see it again?
Body,
And it's like, well, you land that push kick at just the right spot and go through. Oh my God!
Yeah, it's kind of any shots to the body, and the left hook to the body. It's like the Mexican style type left hook to the body, and when you get hit with one of those, you're in big trouble.
All right, and then the main event, Rambolek, which he's actually a favorite of ours too, against Abdullah Diakayev, and Rambolek actually wins by second round KO. But early on, Diakayev just throwing everything, as they used to say, bad intentions. He's strong, and was landing some stuff, but Rambolek hangs in there, and second round starts landing some nice kicks to the body. They're brawling, and all of a sudden Diakayev just goes down from a body shot. Yeah,
well, he caught him with a punch as well at the end. I'm not sure if it was the body shots or the punch to the head that got him down, but he threw like 4 or 5 really good body shots, and then followed up with a headshot. And unfortunately, Diakayev, you can tell he wasn't getting up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I still love me some Abdullah Diakayev.
Oh, yeah. He's one of my favorites.
It just, God, he is so strong. And just like in any second, he could knock someone out. But props to Rambolek. That was really good.
He's a tough guy.
All right. And then one Friday Night Fights 139, we're doing Warapon versus Solin U, which is the main event. And it was just funny because Warapon lands a head kick and Lindo like smiles. Ha!
Yeah.
Lands another head kick, and I don't know if he smiled because you can't see his face.
He went down in sections, and his head banged the canvas, and he went down as well. So it was, one hit him, quit him kind of shot.
But it was just funny, because he got Warapon lands a serious, legitimate head kick, and Lindo was like,
laughs at him.
Oh yeah, I got this. And the next thing you know,
That's kind of thing. The thing was because we always prefer the older fighter.
Yeah.
Warapan's actually 11 years younger. So this time the younger guy won.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you have any, I actually don't have any, honorable mentions.
Yeah, I got the semi-main event with the French kid. But see, that was a good fight.
And we've seen him fight a few times too. I believe he's only 17.
He's really young. He's tall, and he's got good reach and stuff. And that was honorable mention. That's a good fight. That's an entertaining fight.
Okay, so we will. All right. So now we got some previews to do. I'm actually want to jump past the Teofimo thing real quick just because out of nowhere, Bakram Murtazliev is fighting Josh Kelly. And, you know, we've been waiting to see Bakram Murtazliev fight forever since he just decimated Tim Tszyu. And it must have been like a year and a half ago now. Tim Tszyu's had like 3 fights since then.
Yeah, well, no one wants to fight this guy, you know?
With good work. Josh Kelly, to his credit, is talking about how he's going to beat Bakram and do this, and good for him.
Yeah, it's kind of the it's going to be interesting.
Hey,
I like Josh Kelly. When he first turned pro, he was like one of the prospects that everybody was really hyped about. But since then, he seems to have digressed a little bit. And in this fight, I don't see him standing much of a chance.
I don't see too many people standing a chance with Bakram.
No.
And you know how we feel about this 154 division, but I don't think we've been saying nobody wants to see Bakram.
No.
And so we will see. I got Bakram doing Bakram things. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But I think it's. I mean, I'm definitely going to watch it.
Absolutely.
It's going to be entertainment.
But it's just funny because I didn't know this was coming up, and I was looking. It's like this snuck up. It's like yay, Bakram.
No, not a lot of heavy promotion for it.
Yeah, but what there is heavy promotion for, and what is coming, and by the way, which I have already technically purchased because I have my DAZN plan.
Oh goodness.
Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Do you want to start on this? Do you want to do any of the undercard fights first, or just focus on this fight?
Well, we'll focus on this fight. This is going to be a great one.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a matchup of 2 A-level fighters going against each other. It's going to be. I mean, they've both fought world-class opposition before. They're both at the top of their game.
Shakur is coming up.
Yeah,
and but Shakur's came off an amazing performance against William Zepeda, and before that, a destruction of some guy named Josh Padley on the Riyadh season. He was so impressive against William Zepeda.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. And we saw him live against Valdez. He was impressive in that fight too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Teofimo Lopez can do whatever, but he of that Times Square fiasco, he was kind of the lone bright spot. He just dominated Honor Barboza Jr. Yeah. So I think this is going to look a little like the William Zepeda fight, but Teofimo Lopez is a lot better than William Zepeda.
Yeah, a lot better. And you know, Shakur's moving up in weight, and one thing about Teofimo Lopez, he's fit and he's strong. He's a strong boy.
Well, he's an athlete. He really is.
He is.
I still favor Shakur in this because I just think he's just a better pure boxer, and he right now he's just got that combination of youth and experience. He's been in a few big fights now, but. Man, Teofimo, whenever you're ready to count him out, because there's been a couple of times he's given not so like Sandro Martin, he didn't give a very good fight. You're like, oh, this kid, and then all of a sudden he just comes off.
Yeah. But Sandro Martin's one of those hard guys to fight,
right?
You know, it's kind of funny because I watched that live. I was in Madison Square Garden when it was on, and I think both you and Andrew. Tommy was saying, "Oh, you thought Sandro Martin won," but live, it's like you could tell Teofimo won by a street. Live, he looked like he won easy because Martin was running around the ring, and when you're there live, you can see the entire ring.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty one-sided. So, I mean, I don't think it was a great performance, but he still won convincingly.
All right. So, who do you have in this fight?
I think it's 50-50. I think it's a pick'em.
Okay.
I think a slight edge to Shakur, but it's a pick'em fight.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to it. Keyshawn Davis, does he make weight and does he behave?
Well, all the celebrate he was doing after Andy Cruz lost. He probably got no energy now to have his own fight. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if people don't remember, Keyshawn Davis's last fight didn't happen. It was like him and his brothers in Virginia, and well, stuff happened.
He didn't put a good light on himself. Put it that way.
Yeah. So this could be a make good fight. He's fighting Jermaine Ortiz for super lightweight.
Yeah.
What do you think?
He should win.
I think so too.
He should win.
But if his head is right.
Yeah, Keyshawn. I like Keyshawn. He's a good boxer. He's kind of like, but...
I agree. Just leave all this foolishness out. And I mean, don't be throwing baby strollers at people or whatever's going on. Yeah.
We were talking about Adrian Bronner and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He looks like he could be heading down that road if he doesn't, correct course.
But I think he can correct course. I really think he can. He's obviously not far gone yet. So, Carlos Adames is fighting Austin Williams at middleweight.
Yeah, Austin Williams, good fighter.
And your boy Jarrell Miller, he's fighting.
Oh, Big Baby?
Big Baby.
Yeah. Hasn't seen the PED, doesn't like.
Oh, yeah. Does he make it to the fight? How's testing in New York State? I don't know.
If it's good, he may not fight.
Okay, yeah, all right.
But I mean, the thing is, he can fight for heavyweight. He throws a lot of punches, and he's entertaining. So hopefully, he comes in and he puts on a good performance.
Yeah,
being clean. But in my books, though, if I was in charge of all these things, he'd have been banned from boxing by now.
This goes back to what we were talking about before. Are we enforcing the rules or are we not? And like 5 strikes and you're out.
Appears that way.
It appears that, but no. So he's fighting someone named Kingsley Aba. Yep. So it's a good card.
It's a good card, yeah.
All right. So we will have all that for you on the next show. Wow. That was a lot, huh?
It was a lot, yeah. But
Yeah.
it was kind of good. I mean, all stuff we needed to talk about, so we got through it.
So our next show we're doing on Super Bowl Sunday. We'll have to figure out the plan there.
Okay, we'll work it out.
Yeah. And actually, I did like having the extra time to prepare. Sometimes on these Sunday mornings, it's always like I'm cramming for a final to get everything right. So
that's all right.
We'll see how this sounded. All right, so next time we will be covering definitely Bakram, Tiafimo. I think there's also Friday Night Fights that we'll be covering as well.
Yeah.
We'll have other stuff coming up. Edge, do you have anything else?
No, I think it's good. Enjoy talking about those subjects, and I think people should check out the Nikita Zoo fight.
Yeah. We will have links. The links are there.
And the post-fight interviews, which are very entertaining.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another stand-up. Guys, we are out.